everybody, welcome to my channel, and today I want to talk to you all about my current writing project. I'm going to be talking a lot about my current novel that I'm working on my channel without disclosing too much about the plot during my monthly writing vlogs and such, and so I wanted to give a general overview of where I am at with this project. I have talked about this a little bit previously, such as in my April writing vlog, but this is an overview of all the progress I've currently made. I've been working on this sci-fi novel for almost a year now. I started out writing my first draft in January after I'd wrapped up my outline, and I'm only now still working on the second draft. This year I have been doing my HSC and completing my final year of schooling, and that takes up quite a bit of time and can be quite stressful. So the only times I really had to be able to fully focus on writing was school holidays. So in January I set myself a little writing challenge to get through as much of the first draft as possible, and I wrote about 38,000 words worth of it, which is a decent amount but still not a complete draft. It was ages before I was able to actually finish the first draft again, as I finished the first draft in April. I had a very large schooling term in the middle of that, including in March when I had 3 assessments due on the same day. It was a lot. It was a lot. So in April I set myself the challenge of finishing my first draft, and I did so. I remember I used to be against the concept of taking breaks between your drafts. This was when I was very young and naive and just did whatever I wanted with writing. Because I was like, I'm in the world, I know what's going on, I'm really invested in it. I'm not going to put it aside and take a break when I could be working on it. This time I did actually follow that advice, and I think it was very beneficial. I put away my first draft and I didn't start working on it until about June or July. And it gave me time to really think about what needed to happen with this book. I already had changes that as I was writing it, I knew needed to happen, so I had a list of all the little editing changes and scene rearrangements that needed to happen. And I also realized very quickly I needed to rewrite the whole thing. Like, everything needed to be rewritten. In the first draft of my book, this book had 5 POVs. It has now been reduced, but I had 5 POVs and decided it was a smart idea to write this book in first person. The problem with that, if you're not aware, is every chapter is going to start with I instead of the character's name, so that you're instantly reminded of whose perspective we're getting. But I was like, other authors have done it. Aurora Burning did it. I can do that. And looking back, I'm just like, you can't tell who's talking. Why did you think that was a smart decision? Now, the whole thing is being written in third person. Honestly, it's a change for the better, but it just created a lot more work. There was also a plot hole I realized as writing the second draft that I needed to write a whole thing to fix. When I went to Supernova as well, I attended a writing panel where they were talking about writing morally great characters. And I'd had it in my head, like, I need to raise the stakes of this novel. This novel is a sci-fi, but it's also a survival story. These characters are pretty much, for a lot of the book, just trying to survive and live in a dangerous situation. And I was like, I need a way to make it hard for them. I need to make these people's lives more miserable. The tension needs to raise, and their struggles and conflicts need to grow. And when I was thinking about how to do that, I was sitting in the middle of this writing panel, and it suddenly clicked, like, I know the thing I need to remove to make their lives so much harder. So that resulted in a big change as well. So all these changes need to happen to make my second draft better, and I'm hoping when this second draft is done that there won't be too many big structural changes with the book. A lot of it is going to be tweaking and more fine-tuning, because I have thought very hard about this second draft. So yes, I am still working on the second draft. I'm currently about halfway through. I feel like this next halfway point is going to be a lot quicker, as I am almost finished school. And though December is going to be busy, I'm going to be making a lot of time for writing, and I have my own writing space set up now. So my goal, I don't want to set too big of a goal for myself, because otherwise I feel like that's going to be a lot of pressure. But the general goal I have in my head is that I want this draft to be finished by the end of January. I think that's pretty reasonable to, you know, rewrite the rest in that time when I'm gonna have a lot more time to work on it. December is going to be crazy busy for me, but January should be relatively clear. And I'm super excited for this draft to be done. I am really enjoying watching it come together with all these new ideas and the new way it's forming, and I understand the characters so much better this time through. I really know them now. It would be nice to kind of be editing different things. Just because I've been doing the second draft for so long, I'm kind of ready for it to be done. I'm quite happy with how it's coming together. It's definitely going to be interesting to see where the word count sits with this draft. My first draft finished somewhere in the 70,000 mark. The word count I wanted to get it to be was between 85k and 95k because that is the generally accepted length for a debut sci-fi novel. And I feel like this draft has definitely bulked up quite a bit because there are a lot of details that need to be added. I am terrible at writing description. There's probably a lot of white room syndromes going on in my draft. And so that's something that always needs to go back and be fixed. My initial word counts are always super low until I start redrafting, and then it gets higher. So I'm currently where I'm at I'm close to 50,000 words, I believe, and I'm about that halfway mark. I think the next arc's going to be about 10,000 words long, and then the last arc I can't imagine being any more than between 20k to 30k. So I'm thinking it's gonna fall somewhere either 80,000 or 90,000. And I'd be really happy with that as a word count. I think that's a solid length for the type of novel that it is, and leaves room for if the word count needs to drop, if things need to be cut, or if there's things that need to be added, which is the more likely option considering my writing. Yeah, so that is the overall summary of what's going on with this writing project. I'm super excited about this novel. It would be something I would eventually like to get published. I have the goal of being a career author one day. It's a long and difficult journey, and we will see how it goes. I know that NaNoWriMo just finished recently, so if you did a project for NaNoWriMo, please tell me in the comments below what you're going to be doing with your new draft that you now have and what you did for NaNoWriMo. I'd love to hear about it. And thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed getting to hear about my work in progress, and you will get to see more updates about how the second draft is going in my monthly writing vlogs. So if you would like to see those, be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so that you get notified when I post and you get a bunch of cool free content. If you did enjoy this video, please feel free to give it a like and tell me about your writing projects down in the comments below. I love to hear about it. And that's all from me. Thank you once again for watching. Bye!